Hey everyone, welcome to another review video. Now I know it's been so long since
Boring.
I've... Shut up.
Isn't there anything
Shut up, Furina. I'm making a video here. Anyways, yeah, it's been so long since I've done a review video. I think my last video was Nilou, and I really wanted to do another one of this type. So, the latest character is obviously Furina. I mean, I can do one on Charlotte, but I still haven't used her that much. I'm still building her. And artifact farming is hell, honestly, and most of the time I'm always at 1790 or 1795 artifacts, and I have to just manage the last 10 or so. It's always hell. But yeah, we're talking about Furina here. So Furina, Hydro Archon, everybody knew that she was going to be the top of her element. She's the best of the best. Even in Archons, I rate her above Zhongli and Venti. Although I would compare her with Raiden Shogun. Like she shares this exact same squad as Raiden Shogun, with how Raiden Shogun brought out versatility with burst recharge, with coordinated attacks. Furina just takes it up a notch. So you have like look at a Salon Solitaire. So what you do is Raiden does use a skill tap, and with a coordinated attack she deals an electro strike, right? With Furina, if you target someone, these three adorable sea creatures try to show off their own moves and attack the enemy as well. Now, it is single target, which is kind of because I mean, like if you hit two opponents at one time, they're just going to target one of them. They're not going to even touch or bother with the other, which is kind of sad, but it's actually pretty nice. Her skill is really strong. Like if you build her with the golden troop set, like I have. So yeah, that's the best set on her. You should just farm that set. No other set is comparable to her. Moving on, why I think Furina is like a great character. Like she's one of the only characters that can switch her roles. Like I don't think there's any other character right now that can switch their roles entirely. She can be a DPS, sub DPS, or she can be your healer or your survivability unit. I mean, when she's Uxie aligned, like she is right now, you can identify her with her pants and her short hair. It's like when they're dark, when she's in dark mode, basically, she is the DPS unit. The Salon Solitaire is gonna attack everyone. She's but at the cost of HP, obviously. Like at the cost of decreasing every party member's HP, she's gonna increase the skill's damage. It's kind of good. And the good thing is that this HP stops dropping at around 40% HP. So the teammates aren't dying. Like Furina isn't killing your teammates. That much is okay. Now move on to Uxie alignment. The new alignment. Here she's a healer, which is honestly pretty good because she actually heals quicker and faster and much better than my Barbara. My Barbara, I think, heals around 2.5 HP per tip, and while Furina, when she's not in double hydro, and 2.5 HP for Barbara when she's in double hydro. It's like, yeah, when Furina isn't in double hydro, she heals around 3k HP, which is absolutely insane, honestly. And they both have similar HP stats. Like Furina is 30k, Barbara is even more. And she has the prototype Amber and such, so yeah. She's even got healing bonus. Well, Furina doesn't have it, so like, yeah. You just imagine how strong her healing actually is. She's a really good healer, I would say. I mean, I've seen reviews of saying that she's a decent healer, but I would rate her pretty well. Pretty good. Not the likes of Kokumi, obviously, or Baizhu, but they are dedicated healers. She's a jack of all trades, like, knows everything. Probably a master of none, but I'll rate her a master of many things as well. Her skill damage is absolutely insane. You know what? Let's test it while I talk about her. So the best domain that I find for testing is this artifact domain, because the domain buff is just 75% physical damage boost. Like there's no shenanigans about HP decrease, crit damage increase, or doing bloom, hyper bloom, or whatever each region has. This is just a plain old domain from year 1, and it just has a bunch of enemies that you can grow. You can test them out, They don't even have the gimmicks such as she's or Numa's sea alignment, or I don't know, fungi where they get electrified or pyrophied or whatever you want to call it. But yeah. It's like, yeah, her skill is absolutely insane. With the golden troop set, it just goes up a notch. I want to use the Archon team on her because, I mean, come on, it's obviously long-term players are going to run on the Archon team. And the Archon team is, like, right now, it's one of the strongest teams in the game. I would say it's one of the strongest. Screw the national, international, solar system, universal, whatever teams you want to call that. I want to call the Archon team the best team in the game right now. Alright. So what you want to do is just pop a skill, and she's gonna handle everything. You just need to target an enemy, and that's it. I mean, Zhongli is your survivability, right? So his shield can protect you. Nahida can trigger boom reaction, and this isn't even using Raiden's skill. Like, I haven't even touched Raiden. So like, yeah, you can see. And when the HP cap stops dropping, like, the damage obviously increases, but it's still good enough. I mean, I would call 8 to 10k damage pretty good. I mean, I don't care about the, what do the people call it, the number syndrome. I don't care about high numbers and such. I don't care if Furina's skill does 30k or 40k or whatever that nonsense is. Anyways, let's go on to our builds because let's talk about that. So yeah, you want HP on her. She scales on max HP, so you want as much HP you can get on her. I would recommend around 30 to 40k. I mean, that's what I would recommend. I have 30k, and with double Hydra she goes up to 33k, so that's good enough for me. Attack, defense, all, it doesn't matter much. If you want to build her purely for healer, then you can slap on a healing bonus. Otherwise, I would recommend crit rate, crit damage. Energy recharge, absolutely, because I mean, even though her burst is pretty like cheap compared to other units like Yainiko and all, but still, you would want energy recharge on her. Hydro damage bonus is a must again because the skill is primary doing hydro damage, so you would want that as well. I mean, I'll just tell you in the artifact section. Alright, so for the sword, don't put the sword. If you have Furina's best in slot, just get that one. Otherwise, there's that metal pipe that you can get from fishing. That's her best 4-star weapon that I would recommend, because it actually buffs her elemental skill crit rate and it gives her energy recharge. So it's like 2 in 1. The Favonius sword I just slapped on her because of the energy recharge. And even though her crit rate is high, like 63% isn't low by my standards, it's pretty high for me. But yeah, with that you can get an additional, let's see, what was it, an 8 to 12% crit rate boost or something, that you can just pop it up to 70% and that'll be pretty strong. So yeah, just go for that fishing weapon. Even R1 is pretty good. I don't have the energy to farm up to level 5. I don't want to fish, I just want one copy, so I'm just gonna try to get that. Otherwise, I tried to use this on her because aesthetically it looked pretty sweet, but that passive talent just doesn't work on her because she has such a long elemental skill cooldown, and you have to switch to Numa to actually remove that bond of life. So it just isn't worth it. So like, yeah, Lynette is pretty cool with that. The flute is also one other weapon that looks pretty sweet on her. Look at that musical vibe to it, and with her clothing style, it's absolutely beautiful. But once again, you're not going to use normal charge attacks with Furina, so the passive just is completely wasted on her. So like, yeah, for those who don't want to fish or something, either get her best in slot weapon or you can use Favonius sword. It's good enough. Now come to artifacts, the main stuff, the thing that's gonna torment many people, and is probably still tormenting many people. So yeah, whatever this part is, the goblet one, I would recommend HP. Now I have a pretty buffed up piece with 20% crit damage. I was kind of lucky with this one, but yeah, HP it obviously, and get the substats are obviously crit damage and crit rate. This one Hydro damage bonus because you need that bonus, you need that extra damage. I mean, you can slap on another HP piece in that case, but I would recommend Hydro damage bonus because either way you're gonna use Furina's burst and her skill, and both in tandem are gonna improve the performance of the Salon Solitaire. So Hydro damage bonus just works much better. This one you can just switch between crit rate or crit damage. I mean, depending on your use. Like if you already have a good enough crit damage from the substats, then you can switch to crit rate. Or if you haven't good enough crit rate, you can just switch to crit damage. It depends on what you want. But you want crit something over here. Alright, this is the standard pieces. So like yeah, just get lucky. I hope you get lucky now because it's tough. So anything with either crit rate, crit damage or HP. I mean like yeah, if your substats have HP, that would be pretty amazing. HP percentage, mind you, not the flat HP bonus that I have. It's absolutely disgusting to see that. Oh, I don't have any consolation because even getting one copy of her was absolute pain. You can check the video, I have it up on my channel. It was absolutely hell. I had to go down to my last primer. Like I went to the two-digit mark for primers for the first time in like 2 years. Like ever since I began the game, I had to go to the double-digit number to get Furina. So yeah, one is enough. But yeah, if you want constellations, if you are a whale or if you're a dolphin kind of person, I would recommend C2 because those fanfare points are what you want. Like this one is good, but this one is much better. And since her maximum HP decrease and everything scales on a max HP, it's just mind-blowing. Although C1 is also actually pretty good. So it's a good stopping point for people who don't want to spend much because that additional fanfare point that you get when you use her burst, like it starts from 0, so you get 150. I mean, that's good. Personally, if you're like me, who just wants every new character in the game and does not care about constellations, just skip it because she's strong at C0 as well. You can trust me, she's strong at C0. Talents, so like yeah, if you see me, I always level up my talents equally, like the basic attack, skill, burst. I'd always want them to be somewhere around each other's, like it's 6, 7, 8 or 6, 7, 6, something like that. But if you want to prioritize skills, I would recommend leveling up the skill first and then her burst. You can skip the basic attack because honestly you're never going to use it unless you want to apply the Usia or Numa thing on the enemy, but let's be real, who cares about that? Everybody's just brute forcing their way through the abyss right now. Anyway, so yeah, the skill is absolutely amazing. Her passive is also pretty good. Like this one helps for healers, so like if you have an additional healer, let's say Pokemon, Baizhu, Yao Yao, Sayu, Barbara, so like if they're healing your teammate, then Furina will additionally heal that same teammate for 2 times. That's a pretty damn good passive, I don't know. This one buffs her damage or her healing, and also once again it's actually pretty amazing. So like yeah, for every 1000 points per HP, so like yeah, just max out her HP and you're good to go. Yeah, this passive does not make any sense, but yeah. Alright. I think that was it for the review part. Now let's talk about the fun stuff. Alright, one more thing you can see. So like yeah, I showed you the Archon team, right? So now you can work with Furina in many different teams as well. Like I'll show you the, let's see, a Nilou Bloom team. Like I test every Hydra and then look at a Nilou Bloom. So with Nilou Bloom, I would recommend you to have Baizhu. Even if you don't have Nahida, get Baizhu because that team-wide healing is actually really beneficial for Furina, and I think we need more characters who can heal the party, like heal every member of the team over the skill time. You don't have to switch to an active character to heal. Kind of like how Barbara's normal attacks work or Jean's normal attacks work. Something like that. But yeah, if you don't have Jean like me, or you're pretty lazy, just get Baizhu. Baizhu is pretty good, and he actually really buffed Furina. Because what do you want? Furina wants the HP change. She wants HP to not remain constant. So Baizhu can help with that because he's continuously healing your entire party, and with Furina's skill you can just keep on uptime. And you basically have an infinite amount of damage increase from Furina. I mean, obviously it stacks at some point, but still, it's pretty good. No, it's pretty good. Out of that, we can work her in perma-freeze team. Like currently, I am working in that. If you check my dailies, my daily team is actually Charlotte, Furina, Nilou, and Aloy. Yeah, I use Aloy. I'm not that, what should I say, pissed about her existence in the game. I actually like her character, and I played Horizon Zero Dawn, and she's one of my favorite female characters in gaming history. So yeah, I love Aloy. I just would really like if they gave constellations to her. My girl deserves it. But yeah, perma-freeze is actually pretty good. You can just swap out Aloy for, and say, let's say Ayaka, swap out Charlotte for Shenhe, buff that crit, rub that cryo and that crit rate, and you actually have a pretty decent, pretty solid team. Furina also works pretty well with Nilou because let's see. So like you can use his charge attack. He's gonna decrease his HP, but Furina's Numa stuff is gonna continuously heal him. So like that's also pretty nice mix and match if you want to do something like that. Otherwise, she is amazing. I mean, yeah, that's the review. She's absolutely amazing. 10 on 10. Perfect character. I don't know how the Pyro Archon is gonna top her. And the Pyro Archon, I think with Natlan, I mean, I'm just speculating here, but I think they would try to work around the Overload reaction and the Melt reaction. I think because those two reactions are by far one of the most underutilized reactions, even though Melt is pretty good for certain characters, but Overload, I mean, like, yeah. And Chevreuse, it's kind of looking like that. I mean, she's gonna buff Overload, so like, yeah, I can see a pattern where they actually release one character in these patches, like around 4.4 or 4.5, they will release one character that is going to be a testing unit for the next regions. Like you had Yaimiko with the EM scaling, Kuki Shinobu with the EM scaling, and then you saw how that worked really well in Sumeru because every character scaled with EM. Then you had Dia in Sumeru who had the HP gimmick. Now I know that HP gimmick was absolutely useless. I mean, like if she continuously decreased her HP while increasing her damage while she was in the sanctuary field that she creates, that would have been absolutely amazing. I think that was what they were planning to before they made a tank or whatever. I don't know what Dia is. I just use her for fun, but yeah, I don't know what she is. So yeah, you always have that one character that's gonna be pretty weird. So I don't know who's it gonna be for Fontaine. I just hope it's not Cloran because man, the Twitter people are gonna get mad again. For some reason, I have no idea why Twitter gets mad at everything. Oh yeah, before I end the video, one last thing, because Furina is amazing that way, and she just completely destroyed Ice Bridging and Kokomi's burst. Okay, it's raining. Let's try.
It's pouring out here! Oh wait, the water levels aren't rising, are they?
No, they aren't. I saved everyone, Furina. Yeah, Nilou is crying for some reason, I don't know why. He's still in my party, but he's crying. Whatever. So okay, remember we had Ice Bridging, Kaya Bridging, Ice Bridging, stuff like that? Yeah, screw that. You can now walk on water infinitely. That's the beauty of Furina. With Kokomi, you can just do it on burst. Like whenever her burst is active, you can walk on water, and it actually makes no sense because you don't have any enemies that actually float on water or hover on water, and you have to attack them with long range attacks. I really hope Hoyoverse adds something like that. Like you can see, you can have some sea monsters swimming around here and there, and you have to go fight them. It's pretty cool, but yeah. This one, Furina, you can just continuously run away from her spawn and she'll still continue walking. As long as it's on the map somewhere into that, you can just continue walking on water, and that's just pretty epic. epic. I say epic. That's you just walk from Sumeru or Liyue all the way to Inazuma, and that's just gonna be pretty damn cool. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show. After that, I'm just gonna end this video. I mean, the Furina is an absolutely good unit, and I would say whenever she has a rerun, if you couldn't get her, because like yeah, I mean, not everybody is lucky with their 50/50s, and so like if you didn't get her, just start saving for her, because I don't think Navia, Oclorand, or even Cloud Retainer is gonna come out for Lantern Rite is that good as Furina. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it at that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, and I don't know, maybe I'll do a Charlotte review, maybe I won't. We'll see. We'll see with how Charlotte scales. But until then, hope you enjoy. Have a great day. Goodbye.